Hey everybody, Spacemon here. Today we're doing a throwback OU player breakdown looking at Billy Sims of the late 70s. I am not a football expert, nor will I ever claim to be one. I am a sports performance coach and personal trainer. I work to help enhance athletes' physical attributes in their sports. If you like my content, do all the YouTube stuff, like, subscribe. Also, if you want to support me, support the channel, I am a part of the Dead Soxy family now. So go to deadsoxy.com, promo code SPACEMON, and get yourself 20% off on some no-shows. I love wearing those when I deadlift and when I squat. They're very breathable. One of the things I like about them. They're very comfortable to wear when you have to do any kind of barefoot training. The no-shows are fantastic. They don't fall off the feet. Highly recommended. So, let's get into Billy Sims right here. First off, like all great accelerators, just how opened up he is. Really every player in Barry Switzer's backfield, they were all great accelerators. And the wishbone, when you are playing in such closed quarters, if you can't create speed and power in short distances, you're not going to be successful. His vision was fantastic. If you look right here before that ball is even in his gut, he is already processing what he's going to need to be doing. He's not really concerned about this obstacle here. He's thinking more about number 48 down here. That's what he seems to be more concerned about. He was fantastic for his size at creating these very low angles. So if you'll see right here, he is really sticking that left foot way out there. This gives him the ability to change speed without producing injury. Great athletes are kind of natural at understanding how their body needs to move in order to create optimal angles, to decelerate properly, and to change direction therein. He had great power, and we'll talk about that in a second with how he ran. But the guy could overhead press or military press almost 300 pounds. There's some videos online of him doing so. I think hitting 260 and 290, which for his size barely looked like he was breaking a sweat. Very impressive. So now we're going to get into the open field. You're not going to be able to arm tackle this guy. He almost had some similar attributes to Adrian Peterson, or should I say Adrian Peterson to him, just in terms of how much is going on with their lower body in terms of rotational movement. So a lot of times we think of our hips and knees as just swinging back and forth in that sagittal plane, when in reality, rotation is also very important. That is one of the key pieces to producing power. He ran more like a piston than he did a gazelle, I guess is how I would put that. But really great stuff. You'll see here when he's putting this foot in the ground, again, just to kind of go over this, how opened those hips are. This is a kind of a common attribute in all great accelerators. And then that extreme internal rotation when he's driving up. Another thing here, just his overall balance. Balance was outstanding. One of the reasons he had great balance was he always was able to keep his shoulders slightly over those hips. So even here, look at where his shoulders are in relation to his hips, knees, and ankles. This is a very optimal joint stack when it comes to maintaining balance. If you get too far back or run too far back on the heels, or if you tend to be too far on the toes, which there have been some recent OU running backs with that issue, you're not going to have optimal balance. Lastly, what I really wanted to talk about, when he ran, he almost looked like he was leaping down the field. The reason for that was the extreme angles or extreme bits of movement that his lower body would make. He was what I would call a power sprinter, which is why I kind of made it sort of analogous to a piston. What he does here is, as he's trying to enter top speed, there's extreme external rotation here. but then very predominant internal rotation where this femur, that knee of that left leg, is going to cut across the body. He also, again, go back to the field geometry. He's going to create separation from this guy in this very first step right there out of the tackle break. So fully away from that guy. That left foot's coming down. That right foot is going to create separation and start to get that body going in the other direction. Again, as I talked about, just look how far his shoulders are over that ankle. That's that slight forward lean that I talked about that makes him great with his balance. But to get back to that lower body, he had the external internal rotation that was very predominant. You can see here with this right leg as he's coming through just how much that is there. But then one of the reasons he looked like he was leaping was how far he would be over his foot. We'll zoom in here real quick. How far his shoulders were over that foot as he landed. So this is really a common trait in very, very fast players. You want to land that mid-stance phase of your sprint. You want to land with your shoulders over that foot. You don't want that foot to be way out in front of you. And if you are good at this and you are also powerful in your lower body, your sprint is going to look more like you're gliding or leaping. It's going to look very natural and effortless. And that's what Billy was able to produce every time he touched the ball. Hope you guys enjoy the video. I'm going to leave you all with the play. Be sure to like, subscribe. Go get yourself some Dead Soxy. Promo code SPACEMON for 20% off. Hope you all have a great day. Talk to you soon.